Ohio High School State Championship in February when he won the 200-yard freestyle title at Canton's Brannan Natatorium. Luke is the son of Robert and Ann Paxton of Fairfield and a graduate of Sacred Heart School. His swim championship represented Badin's first title in the pool since 1981. He also swims competitively for the Powell Crosley YMCA. He plans to major in aerospace engineering. Luke Paxton. Two members of Badin's state-ranked baseball team, which has been ranked in the top 10 of Ohio for the past 3 seasons, also signed. Sergio DiCello with Charleston Southern University, a Division I school from the Big South Conference, and Anthony A.J. Engineer with Thomas More University in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. Sergio is the son of Mike DiCello of Hamilton and Melissa Saucedo of Hamilton, and a graduate of Carolina Middle School. He plans to major in business administration. Sergio is a catcher who also pitches for the Rams, had committed to play at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte as a freshman, but recently decommitted from the 49ers program and quickly found a home at CSU. AJ, a second baseman, was named the Greater Catholic League Player of the Year as a sophomore, the last time the program was able to take the field. He is the son of Chris and Lori Engineer of Hamilton and a graduate of Queen of Peace School. He will major in biology. Sergio DiCello and Anthony H.A. Engineer. Two members of Badin's girls soccer team will also play in college, Grace Harris and Paige Long. Grace will play for Indiana University East in Richmond and major in graphic design. She is the daughter of Robert and Maria Harris of Fairfield and a graduate of Sacred Heart School. Paige will play for Trevecca Nazarene University in Nashville, Tennessee, and major in graphic design as well. She is the daughter of Rob and Becky Long of Liberty Township and a graduate of Lakota Plains Junior High. The seniors were part of a Badin program that's doubled its wins over losses during their 4 seasons, finishing 44, 22, and 9, reaching the Division II Sweet 16 twice, 2017 and 2020, and winning 1 GCL Co-Ed division title along the way in 2018. Both Paige and Grace were all GCL Co-Ed division selections each of the past 2 seasons. Grace Harris and Paige Long. They didn't know that about being all GCL, but they do now. These are student athletes, said Badin Principal Brian Pendergast. We emphasize that on a regular basis. The students know they have to do well in the classroom in order to be able to succeed on the fields of play, and they take that seriously. Excuse me, where's my water? They also take success on the fields of play seriously, and Badin Athletics has certainly been the beneficiary of that. Other Badin student athletes also in the college recruiting pipeline. 2 BHS underclassmen have verbally committed to play baseball. Junior Jimmy Nugent to Penn State University, and sophomore Lucas Moore to the University of Kentucky. Badin graduated 24 student athletes in the class of 2020, 15% of the class, and expects a number of additional commitments from the class of 2021 as the school year rolls on. Once again, let's congratulate our 5 today. You know, Brian Treadway has an outstanding baseball program here. Top 10 in the state of Ohio the last 3 years. I know that all the boys were disappointed they didn't get to play this past spring, but they have quite a reputation. You know, Sergio, UNC Charlotte's loss is Charleston Southern's gain, and I know that Sergio will have a tremendous experience down there. AJ, what can you say? He was the player of the year in the league as a sophomore. So quite a talented player. Thomas More University. We sent a number of students down there and they seem to enjoy it. So I'm sure AJ will as well. This is from head coach Brian Treadway.
Thanks, Dirk. Dirk talked about two things I promised I wasn't going to talk about, which was the coronavirus or UNC Charlotte. But he brought up both of those things. So, it's good to be back in here. It's good to see these guys, all you guys committing, despite what you guys have gone through the last 6-7 months. So I'm going to talk about my guys. AJ Ettinger. AJ joined our varsity team in 2019 during his sophomore season. This was a year that we saw, the year prior, we graduated 13 seniors, with 12 of them going on to play in college. So that was the season of 2018. We finished that season ranked number 7 in the state in Division I. That was our first year in Division I in the state of Ohio. So many of our positions coming into AJ's sophomore year were open. We always talk about having a competition, and competition is healthy for very good teams. But we had very few players coming back with varsity experience. So as a sophomore, AJ started out opening day. He earned his spot in our lineup, batting second against St. Ed's, which is a Division I powerhouse. We played that day at Miami University on a gorgeous day. Quite honestly, as a coach, I didn't know what to expect that day with so many new guys, and we were going up against a team that had, I think, like 7 Division I committed players. We ended up whooping them pretty good. I forget the score, but it was a whole lot to a whole little. But we put it to him that day. AJ started that game, I think, at third base, but he batted second, and he never came out of the lineup the rest of the year. He settled in as our starting second baseman, helped anchor the middle of our defense. We ended up going 27-3 the last time we were able to play baseball, and finished that year ranked 3rd in Division I in the state of Ohio. Probably would have been higher if we didn't have an umpire situation, but we did. AJ ended up playing in all 30 games, led our team in hits, doubles, runs scored, batting average, on-base percentage, stolen bases, and went on to be named GCL Player of the Year. So if you're not a baseball person, those are offensive categories, and they're all pretty meaningful, and he led our team in all of them. Needless to say, he was an invaluable part of our team. He's a tremendous worker. He's a kid that I can count on to be exactly where he's supposed to be, doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing all the time, which I think is a very rare feature for a high school kid. I remember AJ coming to our camp as an 8th grader. I really remember him cleaning house in many categories at camp while being named camp MVP. I don't think he was there on prize handout day, but for some reason I had to get him his prizes on the first day of school at Badin. I don't know if we didn't have a shirt small enough for him or what the deal was, but he ended up cleaning house. I owed the kid like 5 shirts, a hat. He's been a phenomenal person for as long as I've known him. I'm very proud of him. I can't wait to coach him again this spring. That's AJ. So Sergio, I've known Sergio for a really long time. I coached his brother. His brother started as a freshman back in 2015, I think. But Sergio has been coming to our baseball camp that entire time, so I got to know him and their family. He's a 4-year starter for our program. During his freshman year, he had the great fortune of being able to play on the same team as his older brother Dante. And they actually took care of the left side of our infield. So the left side of our infield were the DeCellos. Third base, shortstop, which I thought was a pretty cool experience for them, and I appreciated that experience as a coach. For the past 3 years, Sergio has been in Coach McKinney's hitting group. And that means nothing to you, but the Coach McKinney hitting group hits 4 days a week, and they hit every day at 5:45 in the morning. So I know many of you may struggle to get out of bed to get to school at 7:30. I know my kids do. But to have a high school kid commit to getting up that early every single day for the entire year, I think says a lot about the type of person Sergio is. So as a player, Sergio is very versatile. He's a switch hitter, which means he can hit from both sides of the plate, left-handed and right-handed. He's athletic, very quick, and has a cannon for an arm. He's one of the few people that can throw harder than me, so he has a cannon for an arm, and it's just a huge asset to him no matter where he plays on the field. He led our team in home runs last season, and I think he's going to have a monster year this year. But what I appreciate about Sergio is that he is the type of player you hate when you play against, but you love having on your team. And any of you athletes or coaches out there know what I'm talking about. He, as a coach, though, what I appreciate most is that he's got positive energy every day. He brings that energy to everything he does, even in school. And I've had plenty of teachers comment on how positive he is in the classroom. So I appreciate these guys. There's going to be more baseball guys come in, but these guys are going to do great things, and I'm very proud of them.
Thanks, Brian. I think you pointed out one thing, and that is the DiCello family, very talented athletes. Sergio the second DiCello to go play college baseball. I'm very proud of that. Two outstanding soccer players, I think, have one thing in common, at least one thing in common, and that is they're just quiet winners. They go about their business successfully, and you can always count on them. You know, Paige Long, a coach on the field, and over her 4 years playing varsity in Badin, has played everywhere on the field and played effectively. So Trevecca Nazarene certainly has a winner. Grace Harris, I've said this a few times about Badin girls soccer players. Most recently I can think of Ashley Mahoney, Kelly Havens, and this fits with Grace too on defense. Never fear, Grace is here. Because of all her defensive plays and defensive prowess over the years, just you knew that Grace was going to make the play defensively. Indiana University East, this is our third soccer player to go up to Indiana University East in Richmond. And we really want to appreciate Coach Meredith. Coach Meredith, thank you. He made the drive here from Richmond to congratulate Grace today. That's really nice of you, Coach Meredith. And I would say this, Joe Martin, once again, classing the place up with flowers for the girls. Pleasure to turn it over to our Badin girls head soccer coach, Mr. Joe Martin.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate y'all on signing today. It's awesome. It's a great achievement, especially D1 schools. When you look especially for soccer, it's like 3% of all the soccer players out there go D1 for the girls. So congratulations to you all. You know, a lot of people, when you go to the coaches' meetings and you're trying to choose all league and all state and any of the awards, the accolades for the girls, it's all about stats. I can tell you, this team we had this season, it wasn't about stats, it was about the players. All the intangibles that everybody has to have, the strengths, the teamwork, the commitment, the buy-in. These two young ladies led the way. Paige was our formal leader, one of our captains. Come to find out, Paige and I were talking one day, and I said, hey, play up front. She goes, no, usually I play defense for my club team. And I was like, okay, well, I put you up front. And I tell you what, last year I think I put her in the midfield as well, so I kind of bounced her a little bit there. But what a job up front Paige has done for us. Again, the intangible part of that is, if you lose a ball, you want to win it back right away. And Paige would fight and fight and fight to get that ball back. And the stats, again, I don't look at the stats, I look at the heart and soul. And Paige led by example, so a great job that she did for us on the field. You know, and the times that I needed to talk with the captains and say, hey, we need to get a handle on this or a handle on that, I could grab Paige, and Paige would grab the other captains, and we'd discuss it, come to a resolution, and then Paige would address the team. and say, this is what we're going to do. I can't remember which playoff game it was. I think we were in the sudden death, getting ready to start sudden death. And I looked over, and Paige is kind of stomping back and forth. I was like, oh, she's fired up. This is great. But she's like, we are not going to lose. We are not. And she walked into the team huddle just with straight face, ready to go. And again, that's the type of leader she is, and something that you need on a soccer field. And so I thank Paige for that great work. Grace is consistent, nonstop, consistent. When I watched film of other teams, or I watched other teams play, I'd look at their strikers and I'd be like, are they faster than Grace? If they're not faster than Grace, I don't have to worry about it. Because I know our center will take care of it, but they usually put their fastest player out on the right side, and Grace was our left back. And so I'd watch the games, and I'd sit and look, and I'd come and I'd be like, yeah, they're not faster than Grace. We're okay. Grace will take care of that for us and cover us. Again, another player that I find out she plays midfield usually, I think, for a club, maybe a little up front, and I put her at left back for us. And what a job she did. The overlapping runs from the back were amazing. She would get into the attack. She put that extra body into the attack. Scored some key goals for us at times. You know, and a lot of teams don't look for those outside backs to get into those runs, but she did. She did such a great job. And I'm just so proud of her, and I'm proud of Paige, and I just want to thank you all for a great season, great leadership. Grace was our informal leader. She led by example as well. She didn't scream, she didn't shout. She just went out every game and put it on the field. Never left you questioning, did you give 100%? Because I knew she did every game. You could see it every time she stepped on the field. So, again, I thank you two very much. I congratulate you. I wish you the best of luck. Please keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing. And have fun. Work hard, have fun. All right? Best of luck, you guys.
You know, I'm reminded that today is Veterans Day, and I'm not sure how many veterans we have in the audience, but I know we have at least one Air Force veteran, Coach Joe Martin. Joe, congratulations. Well, if you look up on the wall there, it's sort of, the basket is in the way a bit, but Luke Paxton's name is up on the wall for individual state champions. For his victory in the 200 freestyle last year at state at Brandon Natatorium. He was also on the podium 2 other times with relays and finished in the top 5. And you know, as you look on that, there's only one person who's on that list more than once, and that was Kylie Wiegand, a very talented doubles tennis player for Badin. And so Luke will have that opportunity as a senior to repeat. You know, easier said than done, a lot of pressure, but Luke is obviously very talented. Ohio State wants him to come swim for them, and that's quite a compliment to Luke. We've been certainly blessed to have Luke at Badin High School. Emily Murawski is our swim coach, and she, you know, is very candid that she doesn't take a whole lot of credit for Luke's success based on his club team swimming. But I know that Emily had certainly something to do with Luke being a state champion at Badin High School. Emily Murawski.
Hello. I absolutely can't take credit for all of his hard work in the pool. I don't know if you know this, but swimming is very different from any other sports. There's a very individual aspect to it, even though we do compete as a team. And so I know swimmers that swim with me full-time. They swim at YMCAs, they swim for club teams, they swim other places. Just because there's more opportunity there. We have so much pool space, we have so much time, we have so many resources to give, and there's students out there, there are swimmers that want more and do more. And Luke is definitely one of them. So Luke's freshman year, he came in and he was fast, even as a freshman. He was very fast. He came in with a boatload of best times that our team's ever seen. And he kind of was always the fastest in the pool. We went to another meet where there was another swimmer who, I know you know his name, but I'm not going to mention her right now, who was very, very fast and actually was faster than Luke. And Luke was in his heat. And all the other kids were like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not in that kid's heat. He is so fast, he's going to destroy me. I'm going to look so slow by comparison. And Luke was excited. Luke has always been excited about things like that because it pushes him, it makes him be better, and it makes him be stronger too. And he knows that even if he doesn't win, he got pushed to do his best because of that competitive part, because that competitive edge that he has. And there are other coaches that, they would say something to you like, your boy really went for it out there, didn't he? And they would kind of give me this look, and one of them said, he doesn't know that he's a small dog, does he? And I said to them, I think he does. I just don't think he cares. To be honest. He doesn't care that he's the small dog. He knows that maybe he'll be the small dog right now, but he's not always going to be the small dog. And you don't stay the small dog by working hard, playing hard, and pushing yourself. You learn how to be the big dog. So over the years, he's learned a lot. He's worked really hard. He's got the race strategy down now. He swims a little bit smarter instead of just swimming as fast as he can, trying to beat the big dog. And now he's become the big dog that other people are trying to hunt down. And it's very rare. As a coach, I've seen a lot of swimmers. I've been coaching off and on since 2000. I was 4 back then, just for the record. But I've seen a lot of kids come through. And you get some very, very talented kids that don't want to do the work. They're not passionate. They don't have the drive, they don't have the determination, they don't have the competitive edge. And it's very rare that you find a swimmer that has both things. The swimmer has the talent, the drive, the determination, and even more than that, the passion to do well. And Luke definitely has all of those things. And he's kind of almost like a once-in-a-lifetime swimmer, from my perspective. I don't get many Luke Paxtons on my team. Nobody does. And to have all that and have it here is just been very exciting to watch. And I wish the best for you, not just at Ohio State, but also this weekend when you go to swim, and also at state this year. Congratulations, Luke.
You know, Coach Murawski has really made swimming a thing to do at Badin High School. Sometimes it takes the right coach, and Coach Murawski has been the right coach. He was a state swimmer at Ursuline Academy, and then set a Missouri Valley Conference record on a relay at the University of Evansville, and now is here teaching engineering and coaching swimming. And it's great to have Coach Murawski here to make swimming something to do at Badin High School, to add to the success of our athletic program, which, as you all know, is an outstanding program. Pleasure to introduce our principal, Mr. Brian Pendergast. He makes it all go, and I know he has a few words on behalf of our student athletes.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate and thank all of the veterans that are in the audience today. We really appreciate everything in your service that you've given to the country. Second, congratulations to all of you. Congratulations on a great career so far. Some have completed theirs and some still have more to go. But huge accomplishment. As a little kid, everybody always dreams of playing in college, and as we all know, that doesn't happen for many kids. So the fact that you got there is tremendous. More importantly, you've done the job in the classroom, which allowed this opportunity to be there for you. The only thing I would say to you is 2 things. One, make sure you thank your parents and your coaches for all the time and effort they put into you, driving you to practice, driving you home from practice, taking you to tournaments. They put a lot of time and effort, and all of you have done a tremendous job. These are 5 high-quality students, regardless of the athletic ability, regardless of the academic ability. They're high-quality kids that we're extremely proud of. The second thing I would tell all of you is never forget what got you to this point. Many of the coaches, Mr. Allen's talked about, it's the hard work, the dedication, the willingness to do more than what other kids are willing to do that got you here. Keep doing that, because that's what's going to make you successful, not only at the college level, but in life. Always be willing to do more than what the other person is willing to do, and that's going to make you extremely successful. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Badin, congratulations to all of you, and we're extremely proud of each and every one of you.
Thank you, Brian. We want to take some pictures. You know, we usually have a pens up picture. We're all spread out here, but why don't we get a little pens up picture? You're signing. Many of you have a blank sheet of paper in your folder. Some of you have actually signed, maybe you already have. But let's get a pens up shot, maybe a wide angle shot that Mr. Andrews can get as he pans. And you know, it's quite a day. It's quite a day for all of you, and congratulations to you. Once we do that, we'd like to get all 5 students standing together in a mask, probably in front of the podium here, Mrs. Gray, you think? Do that in masks. Then we'll open it up to photos. We don't want to turn this into a super spreader event, please. So I'm going to ask you to be cautious about what you do in terms of taking photos. We'll move the podium so that the backdrop can be available to you. But you know, it's a difficult time. I have to congratulate and thank Brian Pendergast and the administrative team. We have been in school every day, except for yesterday's water main break, since the end of August. And we're very proud of that in the midst of this difficult time. But thank you for being here. And one more time, let's say congratulations from all of us. Get some quick photos, all of you can shoot it, and then we'll open it up to family photos.
One, two, three. One more. Bumps.
Move some tables, Mr. Green. The folders and the placards are the students to keep. We're going to move some tables here, and we'll let you take some pictures.
Okay.